What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 4 mining stocks today: Btbt, Iren, CleanSpark, and Marathon at the request of Flower Child, Navi, and Cow. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. So Btbt with a nice bullish finish last week after a very bearish open, bouncing off the 50. Love to see it on Btbt. That's a good look, man. Yeah, that's a really good look. You might go down a little bit to start the week. It's possible. You're at $3.10 now. It's possible. 4 hour looks like it, although that wouldn't be too relative on a stock, in my opinion. 3 hour looks like it wants to go down. So maybe you go down a little bit to start the week off, but then finish with some kind of bullish intent from a high to a low, relatively speaking. Broke above your 382, totally normal to come back to your 382, move up, or even back down to your 236 and move up. So anywhere between about 294 to 268, that's your target area. Find support in this zone, and then move up from there, probably to 342 or higher, and likely that or higher scenario is going to come into effect. Inevitably, I do think Btbt wants to go higher. I think it wants to break out of this whole consolidation phase like most mining stocks. It's in this consolidation phase it's been in for a while. From a high to a low, move up to 710, 1038, stuff like that. That's inevitable. So 310 right now, yes, higher targets on the horizon, and that horizon's getting closer day by day. So that's Btbt. Iren, now this next pair, Iren and CleanSpark, Navi wanted me to compare these. Compare them in the sense of which one do I see doing better, where it's going to be at the end of the cycle, stuff like that, right? So this one doesn't have as much historical data. Started in November 2021 to the bottom here, so just from the top to the bottom. If we were to respect this, and it looks like you're respecting it to some degree, I will say. It looks respected enough. You know, perhaps we can expect to see a new all-time high price at about $69. Maybe we go all the way up to $216. Maybe we go higher. It's too new to say. So with this in mind, that'd give us about a 9x at $69, about a 9x. 216 would be about a 29x. So 9 versus 29. Both of these stocks, by the way, are in consolidation phases. Iren might be at the end of its move down, right? Kind of looks proper here. So it'll move up at any given point in time, but just when is kind of the question. And when it does move up, we'd like to see it get above 870. That's how we know the low's in. And then really getting above 1412 is when we know we're on to prices above $20 or more, right? So, but anyways, 9x to a 29x from the current price. That's what we have to look forward to for our range for Iren by the end of this cycle. Again, a 9x minimum, 29x maximum. Now with CleanSpark, we have more historical data. I just don't know where to draw the fib. All-time high to all-time low seems significant. Relative cycle high to relative cycle low seems significant. This seems to be respected still. With this in mind, you know, we could have targets all the way up at $591. Yes, we could. As crazy as that sounds. Yes, we could. And that would definitely demolish Iren. But I don't know if that's appropriate. Right? I don't know if that's appropriate. That's the minimum target. It's just so far away. It's a 50x. Current market cap for this thing is $2.61 billion. That'd give CleanSpark over a $100 billion market cap valuation. And I think that we will see multiple miner stocks see a $100 billion market cap valuation this cycle. CleanSpark could be one of them. But if Marathon doesn't get $100 billion or more, nothing else is going to get it. So I guess it all depends, right? And Marathon is nowhere close. What CleanSpark's at 2.6. Marathon's at like 4 or 5 or something like that. And CleanSpark dilutes their shares sometimes too. So it might see that market cap growth, but it might not see that price growth. But that's just something to keep in mind. Anyways, 50x at a crazy maximum sounds about right, because I don't think you're going to get higher than that. Not this cycle. But more likely, I think the more likely range would be from a high to a low. And just a quick skinny on CleanSpark, right? It's been consolidating for over half a year now. It'll break out to the upside at any point in time, just not right now. Right Right, this is what I was going to do. From the current price that it has to the minimum expected target, which would be $100, about 100. That's at about a 8, almost a 9x actually. It's almost a 9x again. A little bit less technically, to be completely fair. Let's just try to get it right on there. Like basically just under a 9x, man. To potentially a 24x. So technically, Iren would probably win. Probably. Because it has a little bit more on the target spectrum. It also has a lower market cap, and I've heard good things about them from a fundamental perspective recently. I would say in a battle between which one wins from their current price to the end of the cycle, I would think Iren wins, but it'd be a close race. And this is the kind of thing where if you're trying to decide between Iren or CleanSpark, it's very rare, in my opinion. Like most of the time you're trying to decide between one thing or another, there's a better choice. But with these ones, I don't know if there really is going to be a better choice. I don't really know if it's going to matter too much. I feel more confident in CleanSpark because, again, it has more history. But I feel pretty confident in Iren too. And numbers don't lie, man. I don't know. It seems like it has more potential. So I hope that answers your question, Navi, or anybody else. Definitely, man. Ever since Iren had this last move up here, it started to catch my attention, right? I was like, yeah, so what with this thing over here? But once you had this week, I was like, all right. I literally said, like, from this week, it might have been even this week, but I think it was this week. I said from this point on, I was like, all right, this could be the next CleanSpark, right? Like how CleanSpark was in the beginning of the cycle. This could be that next one. But anyways, enough of whatever that was. Marathon, to finish this up, 4.82. Oh, wow, CleanSpark's pretty close to it. Or no, it's not, because it's at 2, so it's not even half, actually. Relative high to low here. Reach there, holding your 618. Yeah, I think that's your low. Very confident that that's your low for Marathon. Could you go lower than your current price next week? Sure. To start the week off, sure. And in fact, I think you do. Time will tell. But I think you do. You could even go slightly lower. I might eat my words by my first look at this thing. You might go slightly lower. But I wouldn't think you go too much lower. But you might not. I'm just saying you could. My genuine interpretation would be that you go down to $15, just below $15, or you hold just around $16 there. Move down a little bit, find support in this area, and then move up. Marathon, like most mining stocks, if not all of them, has been consolidating for quite some time. And when it decides to break out, it'll be phenomenal. It's just not that phenomenal time yet. We're just waiting. Waiting patiently. Waiting super freaking patient, man. From a high to a low. $43, $58. Beyond that, it's on the table by the end of the year. You're at $17 now. So Marathon, just to throw it in there for funsies. Like where could Marathon be by the end of the cycle? Maybe 200, maybe 637. And do not sleep on Marathon, guys. This thing's a beast in its own right. That's a minimum of an 11x to a potential 35x, 36x on Marathon. And that's just the relative targets, let alone the all-time high to the all-time low targets, which are valid targets and would give you greater than or about a 50x. A little bit like a 48x, 49x at 816. And Marathon, I think, is the one that is deserving of those kind of numbers in market cap valuation. So just a little food for thought. Marathon doesn't get talked about a lot. I know a lot of people, when we talk about, especially because it's crypto, you don't want the power to go into the VC's hands, right? You don't want it to go into, well, maybe not all the VCs. There's good VCs out there. Maybe you don't want it to go into the corporation's hands, right? You don't want it to be centralized. But so people, and that's just how it is too with any market. People look for, they look for crypto, they look for stocks. They're like, okay, Bitcoin's the big stock, but I won't make the most big crypto. I'm not going to make the most. I'm going to look elsewhere. They look at stocks. They're like, okay, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, everybody has that. Google stocks, whatever. But I'm not going to make the most money there. I want to check out this whatever no-name stock, right? Marathon in the niche space of crypto mining stocks is the big dog. People look at Marathon and they're like, I'm not going to make the most money with there. It's got the highest market cap, lowest growth potential by that definition, right? It's harder for it to grow more. But genuinely, guys, I think Marathon slept on. And I think what we just saw there, after that kind of more in-depth analysis on both CleanSpark and Iren, which are very promising mining stocks right now, does not diminish them at all. To me, it only uplifts Marathon in the sense that its minimum target is a 12x. The other two's minimum targets were just below a 9x. Just below. Really close, but just below. And then its maximum expected target's a 37x, which is better than both of them by far as well. So Marathon, top dog, might be top dog for a reason. Might be worth looking into. It's been consolidating a decent bit too. I do think that it's going to run whenever it is time, but food for thought, man. Maybe I got to buy some Marathon. I don't know. Let's look at Riot while we're doing this, man. I'm trying to end the video, but I'm curious about Riot. Yeah, we'll take this high to low. Positive structure overall. 189 would be the minimum target. I mean, dude. Right? And if you guys have been watching the videos, you know I've been talking about Riot being a sleeping giant, right? Would this make sense, though? 2.45. That would give you a lot. That'd give you like a $170 billion market cap or something like that. I don't know if that's possible. I could see that happening. Somewhere between 190, 298. I could see that happening. I don't know. Riot, don't sleep on Riot either, man. A lot of volume, a lot of interest in this thing. It's a big market cap one as well. And it's holding its 123 weekly moving or monthly moving average, actually. That's a really nice look. 123 in the sense of months. What would that be? 10 years? About 10 years. 10 years and 3 months, technically. So that's, I don't know, somewhat relevant in a time frame. Anyways, guys, I'm just talking at this point. Food for thought. Little food for thought inspired by Navi. So thank you, Navi. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I very much do appreciate all of you for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.